Hi everyone, it's Ginger here. Thanks so much for joining me for today's class. We're just going to be doing a gentle good morning stretch, something really short that you can incorporate at the beginning of your day, or really any time that you get a little chunk of time just to stretch out and come back to your center. Let's go ahead and get started laying on our backs. So this could be even something that you're doing right as you wake up from bed. Extending your legs out long, bringing your arms out to the sides. And if you haven't already, you might soften your gaze, maybe close down the eyes. Go ahead and take a big inhale, let it wash over you. And as you exhale, let everything go. Maintaining this awareness of your breathing and continuing to take slow, controlled inhales and exhales. Breathing in and out your nose. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly, of the chest as you breathe. And know that this right here is yoga. You don't have to do anything else for the duration of this video if you don't want to. Just simply connect with your breathing. If you would like to find some movement, we'll start by reaching the arms up overhead, pointing the toes, taking a nice big good morning stretch, inhaling to fill up the lungs, and exhaling to let it go. Maybe sigh it out. And we'll grab our right wrist here, inch the heels to the bottom left corner of the mat, and use your left hand to draw the right arm over to the left, creating this crescent moon shape. You can also play with crossing that right ankle over the top of the left and try to draw your right shoulder down into its socket, creating this space between each of your right ribs. We'll take another inhale here. Exhale to release your grip, inch the heels, into the shoulders, back through center. Again, inhale to extend, good morning stretch as you find length. This time, exhale, grab the left wrist, inch the heels to the right, and return to that crescent moon shape on this side. Breathing into your left lung. Take one more inhale here. Exhale to release your grip, uncross the legs, walk it back through center, and maybe start to hug your knees in towards your chest. You can trace circles with the knees here, rolling out in the low back and the hips, and bringing to mind one thing that you're grateful for this morning or today, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And that could be anything at all. Maybe it's something as simple as being grateful for this breath within you. Another day that you've been able to wake up. And as you're ready, we'll stamp the left foot down towards the earth. Inhale to kick your right leg high. Maybe you interlace your fingers behind your thigh here, but continue to anchor your shoulders against the ground. You might play with the pointing or the flexing of that right foot, just noticing how that changes the sensation of this stretch. And with your next inhale, flex the toes back towards the shin. We'll exhale to cross our right ankle over the left thigh, coming into our figure 4 stretch. Maybe you pause here, using your right hand to gently guide your right thigh away from the body. Or you might take a bind, lifting that left leg to hover and interlacing your fingers behind your left thigh as you use your right elbow to press the right thigh away. Again, press your shoulders into the ground here. You're welcome to play a little bit with swaying from side to side. breathing into that right hip. And we'll take one more inhale wherever you are. And with your exhale, if you took that bind, we'll release the left leg down. Continue to cross your right thigh over your left. Press into the left foot to lift the hips. Shift them over 2 inches towards the right. And then slowly lower the knees to the left side. Coming into a supine twist here, you might reach your right arm out towards the right and gaze in that direction. Bringing the left hand to the tummy. And returning right back to those wave-like movements of the belly as you breathe. Notice if you're gripping or holding anywhere that you can soften. And see if you can invite that right shoulder to sink heavy into the earth. We'll take another inhale here. And as you exhale, use your core strength to rock the knees back through center, uncrossing the legs, recentering your hips on the ground. And this time we inhale, left leg kicks up high, interlacing the fingers wherever feels best. Once again, you might play with pointing or flexing in the foot, just noticing what's going on this side as that left leg sinks heavy into its hip socket. And with your next inhale, toes flex back towards the shin. We'll exhale to cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Maybe pausing here, or again, if you'd like to take that bind, finding it on this side. Drawing the shoulders towards the ground and returning back to those slow, controlled breaths. Option to sway a little bit left to right, waking up at the hips. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, release your bind. Lower your right foot, cross the left thigh on top of the right. Shift the hips a little bit to the left and allow the knees to fall over towards the right. Maybe rocking your head to gaze towards the left hand as it extends out long. And returning right back to your breathing. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to go except for right here in this present moment. Maybe if you have a to-do list or any worries that you know might be coming up for your day, see if you can just hold off on those things for just a few more minutes and invite yourself to simply be. Take another inhale. We'll exhale to rock the knees back through center, uncross the legs, recenter your hips on the ground, and start to rock and roll up the length of the spine. You're welcome to pause at the top in a boat pose if you'd like. Maybe taking a few of these, or maybe right away crossing your legs and rolling over the shins, coming into your tabletop position. No rush getting there. We'll bring our hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, and as you arrive in this tabletop, really try to press the ground away from you. Wrap the creases of the elbows to point forward, soft bend in your elbows, and when you're ready, inhale to lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. We'll exhale as we round into the spine, hugging the low ribs in. Again, inhale, lift the chest, shine your heart forward, cow pose. Exhale as you round into the back, continuing to move through this with your own breathing, and feel free to veer off the railroad tracks. You might explore how it feels to shift from side to side, taking your gaze past each shoulder, noticing how your weight distributes and shifts over each hand. You might continue this movement as you trace circles with your shoulders and hips. Just inviting this playful curiosity onto your mat this morning. And without rush, we'll come into our tabletop position, gazing at the ground right beneath you, lengthening tailbone to crown of your head. Take a big inhale, curl your toes under. And as you exhale, press the knees to hover just an inch or two off the ground, starting to fire up in your core. Keep gripping through the hands here. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, lift your hips up high, step the feet back just a bit, bending the knees, coming into your first downward dog, allowing your chest to sink between your shoulders and wrapping your biceps towards the ears as the arms sink into their shoulder socket. And you're welcome to pedal out the feet here. Maybe you rock the hips from side to side if finding movement feels nice. Maintaining those slow, controlled breaths, tuning into that awareness. Now, as you're ready, coming into a place of stillness, we'll inhale to lift the heels, come up on the toes, take tiny baby steps towards the top of the mat. We'll meet in our forward fold. No rush getting there. Bending the knees generously, allowing your upper body to melt over the legs. Relaxing in the neck, let the head just dangle. And you might play with swaying a little bit from left to right. Nodding the head yes, inviting positive thoughts for your day. And shaking the head no, releasing any worries, any negativity, any limiting beliefs. As you inhale, lift halfway, hands to the shins or tops of your thighs, shoulders loop down the back. Exhale as you soften and fold it forward. We'll do that same thing again. Root through the feet, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold it forward. And this time, root through the feet. Inhale, slowly roll it all the way up to standing, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Shoulders loop down the back, palms facing forward, fingers pointing down. Come into your mountain pose. Pause for a moment here. Maybe close your eyes. Notice that drawing up of energy from your feet, engaging in the thighs, the kneecaps slightly lift up. And we broaden in our collarbones. And following that energy as it anchors down the back of the body, the shoulders loop down, the heels sink into the earth. On your next breath in, reach for the sky. Maybe lift your gaze to follow. Exhale to bend the elbows, cactus arms, shine your heart forward. Again, we'll inhale to reach for the sky, lift the gaze. This time, palms come to touch. Exhale, drag them to your heart center. We'll interlace the fingers here. Inhale, palms press forward and up. Reach for the sky. And as you exhale, side body stretch. Lean it over to the right. Maybe softly bend the left knee. Inhale through center. Exhale slowly over to the left. Inhale to center, release your grip. Exhale, swan dive the arms down, bend the knees, hinge in the hips, forward fold. Our inhale lifts us halfway. And as we exhale, we fold it forward. Hands plant here, maybe on the ground or maybe on your blocks. Root through your right foot and step the left foot back behind you, lowering the left knee down towards the earth. We'll keep our left hand planted, and on an inhale, reach the right hand high, take a twist. Exhale to lower the right hand back down. Continue to draw your right hip crease back, finding your half splits. So this is another great place to bring those blocks under your hands. And rather than rounding into your spine, see if you can lead this stretch with your chest, using your core strength to draw the upper body over that extended leg. Take an inhale here. Another exhale. One more inhale, let it wash over you. And as you exhale, crawl your hands back to the top of the mat, low runner's lunge, squeezing the inner thighs together and finding that foundation from the ground up. With your next breath in, we'll reach the hands up high and pause. Continue to sink your shoulders down away from the ears, maybe even slightly wrap the pinkies to point towards each other. Take an inhale. And with your exhale, cactus the arms, sink your hips a little heavier. We'll inhale to reach up. And exhale, hands paint forward. We'll curl the back toes under, lift your back knee to hover. And as you shift your weight into that right foot, you might take one big step or a few smaller steps with that left foot forward to meet the right, coming into your forward fold at the top of the mat. On your next inhale, halfway lift, we lengthen. And as we exhale, soften and fold it forward. Left hand meets the ground or a block, bend the left knee, and on your next inhale, draw your right fingertips up the left arm, across the chest, reach for the sky. Exhale to lower it right back down, folding forward, switching sides, right hand plants. Inhale, left fingertips, swoop up your right arm, keeping that right knee bent. And exhale right back down. We fold it forward. This time, hands plant, right foot steps back, and we lower our right knee down, starting in that low runner's lunge. Keep your right hand planted. Inhale, another twist. Left hand rises. And exhale as you lower it down. Option to grab your blocks as you draw your left hip crease back, extending that front leg for our half splits. With your inhale, shoulders loop down the back, long spine. And exhale, our core strength draws that chest forward. Inhale. Exhale. One more big breath in. And exhale to walk the hands back to the top of the mat, low runner's lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs together, find that foundation, and use your next inhale to reach the arms up, coming up for your lunge. Another big breath in. Exhale, elbows bend, cactus arms, sink your hips heavy. Press into those feet, inhale to reach for the sky. Exhale, hands paint forward, low lunge. Back toes curl under, lift your right knee to hover. And as you shift your weight to the left foot, bring your right foot forward, coming into that forward fold. One last time, root through the feet. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Reach for the sky. Exhale right away, palms to touch, fold it forward. We'll inhale to lift halfway. And exhale, soften and fold. Keep bending the knees here. Sink the hips towards the heels, coming into a crouch position. And walk your hands behind you to take a seat. You can cross your legs here. You can sit up on a block or a bolster or a pillow, or even come up to find a chair. Go ahead and loop your shoulders down the back. Maintain length in the spine. And if you haven't already, pause as you close your eyes. Bring your left hand to your heart center, your right hand to your tummy. And once again, notice the motion, the movement of the body as you breathe. Maybe even become aware of your beating heart, this life force within you. Just notice how it feels to be alive in your body today. If your breathing has become sporadic, continue to draw it all the way down to the base of the lungs. And fully releasing your exhales. And if you have a little bit more time for yourself this morning, I encourage you to stay here or lower down onto your back for Shavasana. And just taking a few extra moments to tune inward, to be present with yourself and whatever is arising in this moment. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.